I went to this restaurant to eat insects because I saw some science that said it was good for you. The Lion King made it look appetizing, and this guy said it was good for the planet. And I don't know, he seems trustworthy, right? But after eating insects and convincing all my friends to do it with me, I came across new science that debunked all that. And I think I stumbled across a worldwide conspiracy theory that's dedicated to getting everyone to eat insects. But let's start from the beginning of our journey where I only knew some of the insect science. Science has a lot to say about the nutritional benefits of eating insects, which is good for me because I think they're nasty. Ah! How is this food? But then I thought, hang on a second. Depending on what region you're born in, you got different opinions on what is food. For example, in France, they eat snails like it's a delicacy. Snails! In America, we eat beef like a delicacy. However, India doesn't eat beef because they consider the cow sacred. And in China, they eat 10 million dogs a year, which I consider to be sacred. Yes, you are. Had I been brought up in a different region, I would have different opinions on food, and I don't like my geography determining who I am going to be. So to challenge my views, I'm eating this dog. I'm just kidding. I could never eat you, Ace. But I do want to eat insects because check out what the science has to say about this.
Compare 100 grams of crickets to 100 grams of chicken, beef, or pork, and you'll find that they have comparable protein content, but crickets are much higher in essential vitamins and minerals such as calcium, zinc, and iron.
That's ASAP Science, and it was their video that they published years ago that got me curious about eating insects. Why, you ask? Because they claim that not only is insect meat more nutritious, it is cheaper to make and it's better for the planet. But the problem is that many people find it disgusting, me included. So if I can overcome my own mind, I would have access to a cheap, guilt-free source of protein. And of course, I'm gonna need a little help getting over that problem. So I invited my buddy George and tried to convince him to eat insects with me. You eat them with me, but after I eat it first. Down or not down?
Pray not down.
On a cracker.
On a cracker.
That changes things, right?
It didn't change things. So I had to use my trump card.
Don't be a bitch.
The fuck, we down though. We about to do this
for
shit.
real? For real, yo?
We about to eat some fucking motherfucking
Hey,
We
let's
about to
get
eat some
it.
motherfucking cricket. Let's fucking go!
So with George joining me, I began doing research on the very first thing that got me curious about eating insects. The Lion King. Let's be real, we all saw Timon eat those bugs and it just looked delicious. I can't be the only one. Maybe I'm the only one. Anyways, everything was going great until I learned about aposematism, which means displaying bright colors communicates toxicity. Fuck, man!
What happened?
I just found out it's the colorful ones that are the poisonous ones, bro.
So what?
So the Lion King made those look delicious, and I wanted some deliciousness. All that's left is the boring fucking brown ones. I fucking hate the browns.
The Browns?
I'm not gonna lie, I was very disappointed about not being able to eat colorful insects. But the show must go on. So I looked up a restaurant that had brown insects, decided to drive over, and finally, it's closed.
Are they open, bro?
It says closed today.
Is it actually?
It does.
Oh, dude. Oh, bruh. You didn't look when we got here?
Sorry, what the fuck? I thought I did.
Oh, bro. Come on, bro. I got the day off for this shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that kinda sucked. But we rescheduled for another day, but that had its problems too.
Alright, so quick little update, everybody. My buddy Alan's gonna drive us, but it turns out his truck's not functioning well, but some duct tape and we're good.
I can feel that shit already.
I'm a little nervous.
We're gonna get there tomorrow. Let's go.
Alright,
We might not get there at all.
and it looks like we've avoided soul-sucking traffic. Losers! And we're here. That's not open, that's abierto.
I finally made it to the restaurant. We ordered our insects and things were going great. But sometimes Edgar doesn't have a filter. And I said some mildly racist things to the waitress.
We got a half order, a full order.
Hey, wait. I didn't know you knew English. I was like, this place is like...
Your hair, bro, it's colored in some places. I gave it away.
Don't worry about it, guys. Everything ended up fine. We had a good laugh about it. Now it was time to get to what we really got here for. Eating insects. And you know what? The insects were actually tolerable. Ah! Sorry about that. But as promised, George ate some too. However, I'm not gonna lie, the food got old quick. I was bored. I had to mix it up, but none of it was helping. I ended up leaving the restaurant without finishing my plate. And I thought, okay, so I just don't like insects, no big deal. Except the next day, I had some of the worst sleep I've ever gotten in my life.
Hello, people. I just woke up after eating insects last night. They were a little jumpy in my stomach, and I took the most painful stomach ache of a shit I've ever taken. Honestly, I was very disappointed. I thought crickets were supposed to have fiber, and it was gonna go great, and instead I just kept waking up in the middle of the night, shitting after shitting after shitting. And then I woke up and I texted my buddies, because there was no way this was happening only to me. Hey, George, how's your fucking poop going? And he's like, my stomach is exploding. Miguel, my buddy, Miguel Flo, he said the same shit. This was very discouraging. I woke up unmotivated for the day because of... I don't know, man. I really wanted insects to be like the next superfood. But no, I don't recommend eating them. The technology is not where it should be.
Sorry if I sound sick, but I'm a little sick. But now we've arrived at the part of the video where your opinions on eating insects are going to change, because I know mine did. I was under the belief that insects were going to be our savior because our factory farming is destroying planet Earth. And if we just switch to eating insects, all our problems will go away. But then I came across a YouTube channel that backed everything it set up with studies, and it didn't have the same conclusion.
Insects are a false savior. What we've been told about their main selling point, that they're more eco-friendly, is simply not true. Rather than being a fix to our current unsustainable agricultural systems, they are simply, if raised in the exact same way, a continuation of it. Let's look first at the potential impacts on CO2. Going back to the Wageningen study discussed above, where crickets produced half the CO2 of cows. And that sounds great. But if we were to compare this to a more efficient animal, say a chicken raised for its meat, then the CO2 levels become nearly identical.
Damn, one of the reasons I was eating insects was because I cared about planet Earth, and apparently that doesn't matter as much. But what about when it comes to price and nutrition? Insects are still better, right?
But what about the cost? It's going to be quite expensive, right? But they can bring the cost down by feeding the crickets, cheaper materials like maybe corn, soy, beet sugar, something like that. The problem with that is the nutrition comes down, and then the protein level comes down.
See, that puts a big hole in why I wanted to eat insects in the first place. I thought they were more nutritious, so it would make sense to go there. Only to find out later that insects aren't even better than chicken. And with chicken, we already have all the infrastructure and recipes built for it. The amount of time and energy and resources we would have to waste in order to switch from our current farm to our insect farms not only would cost us heavily, it wouldn't even give us better protein. Damn. But with all this data coming out and science not necessarily supporting eating insects, where did the global push to eat insects come from? Certainly it didn't come from this guy, right?
Why do so few people trust Klaus Schwab and World Economic Forum? Like, why is it that they're in every single conversation of people? These guys want to control you. They want to make decisions for you. They want you to eat insects. There's no way they said you got to eat insects. They would never say such a thing.
God damn it, man. Every time I try to do research on something and think I have it figured out, other data exists that just makes everything confusing. Why can't it be easy? The world is filled with too many charlatans. During my 30-day fasting video, I had this bitch as a problem, and now I got this bitch as a problem. The reason I don't trust the World Economic Forum is because they're the sort of people we call hypocrites, which means they will tell you live a clean, carbon-free life while driving their private jets to their meetings every day. I can't trust these motherfuckers. The WEF is surrounded by a bunch of conspiracy theories that I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on because I've done all this fucking research on insects and it's just way too much info to dive into. I'm feeling crazy, guys, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go into a rabbit hole, and I'm kind of scared that this channel is gonna turn almost into like a conspiracy channel. But because I'm obsessed with truth, I have to tell the full story on this World Economic Forum and them trying to input their political biases onto the rest of the world, including eating insects, because they got to me. I wanted to eat insects and I thought it was my own choice, but now I'm starting to believe there's a lot of propaganda in it. And we'll see where we go from here, guys. I kind of don't know what this channel is going to be, except investigating truth. Stick around, guys. Don't think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy yet. Snails!